So you guys have to hold up for about 5 minutes. Then we will start. We will start. So just 5 minutes, then we start. I think my connection is stable now, and thank you all guys for joining up this morning. It's morning right here, but we take it as midnight. Cause that is midnight right here, and um, how do I say this? That is midnight right here. You know, so but don't forget to double tap when you come on when you come live. Don't forget to double tap that. Double tap the like button. The like button. Double tap that. Yeah. So on this segment, we're going to talk about all these paranormal activity styles that happened a couple of years ago, and my channel always talk about the strange things, the paranormal, what history has written down with all these paranormal activities and stuff like that. And um, it's weird, but it's worth learning. So I have some couple of pictures that I would say that it was taken by another source, but due to YouTube restrictions and policies, we are not going to go we are not going to do this raw. We have to be more careful for what we present to you viewers, to you guys. So um, as I'm talking to you right now, that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. But like I said, double tap when you get on. Double tap when you get on. Double tap. When you get on. Um, Send a new link right here for you guys to join in. So I can see you guys joining up, and I'm happy about that. When you join in, double tap. Don't forget to double tap. Don't forget to double tap. The like button. We will start this segment in about 5 minutes. So also, if you can write something, you can write something at the chat box. write down below so I can know that you join me live. You can do that. Obed, my brother, thank you for supporting from day one. You be supporting this movement, this channel from day one. I appreciate that, and I adore you for that. So as I was saying, we will start the. All right. See, London is blue right here. Give me a shout out. Thanks for that. So we will start really soon, like um in about 5 minutes. We will start this and talk about paranormal activities. You know, the things that has really happened, and people still find it people still find it too uncom I mean complicated. They don't know how it happened that way, such way. So let me put the first picture on for you guys to see what I'm about to talk about. It's it's weird though, but it's something that really happened, and I feel like I should share with you guys, so you guys will also bring out your opinion and stuff like that. Okay, so a second, let me pop up the picture. Okay. Okay. So Obed is black. Has joined up. What up, Obed? Good morning, brother. Like I was saying, you've been supporting this from day one, and I appreciate that. I do. Thanks for that. Keep supporting. Keep supporting. Okay, so let me see if I can date this right. The first picture. Okay. I think I got the first picture. So this is the first picture, and you can see there's a written on the screen. You know, paranormal. It does a claim paranormal pictures for discussion only. Okay, and it says at the upper side, the source social media, not my footage. So I'm bringing all this on the picture that I just put up, because in social media rules, you really don't have to okay, hold on, let me position it real well. Okay, I think this felt much better. So during I mean during I'm bad. So according to YouTube restrictions and policies, you don't have to just take pictures of social media and put a claim on it, because they can sanction you for that. So I took time to write this app, so that they will know that I'm not violating their policy. Okay, yeah. I'm trying to get it wide so that you know that so about this picture, please give me about 2 minutes, 2 minutes, so I can talk and discuss and also elaborate more about this picture, when it was taken, where, how. I have all the information here. So hold on, let me get back to you guys, so we can discuss about the picture. Thank you. picture. Uh, Not again. Okay. Um, Assistant. Let's see. Mosquitoes everywhere. Okay, so welcome back and thanks for waiting up. Thanks for holding up. I'm trying to get some more information over here, but it seems such a chat. It seems we. Okay, hold on a minute, please. Okay, yeah, absolutely right. I think I got it. Okay. Sorry about that. We had a bad connection, but I think we're back again. And thank you for waiting up. Thank you for waiting up. Thank you. Alright, so let me put the picture that I was talking about. Let me put another picture right here. Hold on a minute. Weird. No, that's not the picture that I want. I think. Um, no, not this one. Not this one. Hold on, guys. I'm coming. Um, okay. So this is the very picture that I want to talk about, like right now. Okay, so as I was saying, it's a claimed paranormal image for discussion only. So we are going to discuss about it. You know, it's more like social media. Uh, we don't know the original owner though, so I have to put all this below the picture. You know, and you can see that there is someone who is sharing this image state. You know, so when you look down, you know, I mean, when you look on the picture, you can see that it's more like a screenshot from a live video call. Maybe the person was doing a video call, something like that, and one person is very close to the camera in the foreground. You know, a normal, you can see a normal indoor home sitting behind them. In the background, you can see a partly hidden, you know, something like a head shape form, um, peeking around. I mean, peeking from around the corner, you know, and you can see some kind of poorly lit, only partially visible, you know, and it's more like a figure appearing out of place and watching the person who is doing the video call. So find an image. This image is one that makes people stomach drop. It makes people stomach drop because it doesn't take place where, somewhere distant or abandoned, and it happens inside a home during a live video call. you know so when you look very close, at first everything look ordinary, but you can also see that someone on a call, a quiet room, not usual. But then you notice the background. Something appeared to be peeking from around the corner. And that thing, I wish I could zoom this thing very well. So hold on, let me see if I can zoom it. Okay. So that is the thing you guys can see over there. That is it. That is it. Okay. So, you know, I mean, it doesn't look like it accidentally wandering into the frame. It looks like it's watching. It's not like something, some kind of thing that was like wandering around or something like that. You can see it watching the person who's doing the video call. You know, and once again, this image is unverified and shown only for discussion. So I'm showing this only for discussion as not proof of anything paranormal. So please keep that in mind. Okay, this image is unverified and shown only for discussions, like what we are doing right now, not a proof of anything paranormal. Okay, we should just keep YouTube policies tight so that we won't violate them. So let me get back to the original screen so that you guys can. Okay, I think this one will be far better now. Yeah, we got it, the original screen now. So let's see this. Even if this is a reflection, I don't know if this could be a reflection, a light issue, or a compression artifact. The place is disturbing. The placement is disturbing. It appears intentionally positioned, partly hidden, but visually enough to be noticed. And what unsettled viewers most in this idea that is caught was it was caught live, not discovered later, but live. And seems in the real time, maybe by an accident. So this isn't a dark forest or an abandoned building. It's a place that was supposed to be safe. And this what that person, or the person who was doing the video call, experienced. So we look deep down. I think there was I think it's a refrigerator just behind it, or something like that. That it's a room. I believe that is a room. And according to the person who posted there, was saying that the lady who was doing the video call was doing, I think, a Zoom call, according to that source. But I don't know about that one. She was doing a Zoom call. But guys, let me ask you this: do you see a face or just a shape? When you look at this picture, you guys see something like a face behind the lady, or just like a shape? Because if this happens on your call, will you end it immediately, or just stay longer? Just stare at it very longer as you are making some call, like yourself, having this webcam directed right towards you, and you're having your call and you experience such a glance. What are you going to do about it? Are you going to end the call real quick, or you are going to have time to stay on that? Because I don't know how you're going to I don't know how you're going to freak out. But you know what? You can text your opinion. I mean your comment, sorry. You can text your comment right at the chat box, so I will know. Let me know what you guys think. What you guys would have react towards assuming it was you having this, or you seeing this. What would be your reaction? Wow. So let me add this. That's what makes image like that's what makes image like this so unsettling. You know, they don't feel, they are trying to scare you. I don't know if this entity or this thing is trying to scare the lady. Have no idea, but you can see that this is not a child's play. And they feel like they weren't meant to be noticed at all. But we don't know why and how it got captured. You know, yeah. So let me drop the second. I mean, this will be the second picture. So let me drop the third picture. So hold up. Let me draw it up for a third picture. Our third picture is really scary. Really, really scary. But let's see what you guys will have your opinion on. Okay, I think this one next picture. This is the third picture we're having. Pretty scary, don't you think? Pretty scary. I think this is a quite brutal, you know, the kind of image that gets worse the longer you stare at it, you know. And below is terrifying. Slow burn, that's how I see it, very terrifying. So once again, it's a claim paranormal image for discussion only. Okay, and the source social media, we don't know the rightful owner. So the owner is unknown. Yeah. So what do you see in this picture? It was taken in the midnight. I don't know if the person who took it was a paranormal activity investigator or had this kind of camera that always take pictures of entities and things like this. I have no idea of. But what I'm aware of is this thing is not normal. The person who did this really knew what he was doing. So let's see what we see in the picture. It's more like a child's playground at night, and I can see what is it? Is it a runabout merry-go-round in the center? And also I can see darkness everywhere beyond the light reach. So you can see darkness more in the background. There's more darkness in there. and around the around the right, you can see around the right, you can see multiple faint human shape form, that kind of thing, because what you're seeing is more in a human shape forms. you know the shapes appears more like a semi transparent, you know and they are all positions around, they are all positioned. you know this is what I'm seeing. No clear face, no clear edges, no uh, I mean obvious source of motion. You can see any, none of that. But you can see that, yeah, it's horrifying, really, really horrifying and terrible. And I feel like this image make a lot of people uncomfortable, especially immediately when they set their eyes on, when they are watching it. So at first it looks like an empty playground, you know, because at night you can't find um, any humans, being around to, I mean, be at a playground. You can. So for this, you can see that no, this at night. This at night. Let me see if I can zoom it a little bit so that you guys can have a good. Okay. So this is how it's kind of scary, you know, kind of scary. So you can see that this is a place. We all know that child's play, what as we call it, children's, is it children's park. That's what we call it over here. So child's play and stuff like that. You can see that it's a place that, you know it's meant for noise, because you hear kids making their noise here and there. You hear a lot, but this is a complete silent. The person who had this picture, was in a very a silent place. It was a silent moment when the person had this picture, took this picture. And I can imagine how that person is going to feel. Or maybe I was in that position to be taking that picture in that moment. Let me draw you guys your mind back to the first time that I was putting up my channel. I had to uh, pull up some shots. That's the short videos that YouTube normally recommend we any YouTube, I mean content creator, to do before you can be before you can get your life on, before you can qualify to do live like what I'm doing right now. So the idea that I had was, okay, if I'm going to bring out some content, you know, this is my channel, it's all about paranormal, then I have to find myself in the cemetery. So when you watch my shots, like the earlier shot that I posted on YouTube, it was a cemetery that I visited. And trust me, I'm only bringing out this story because of what I'm seeing right now. What I'm seeing right now, how this person, the photographer who took this picture, how that person is going to feel. Because how I felt when I went to the cemetery was like the first time, was the first time I ever had that feeling. You wouldn't try, you wouldn't go there. Let me share my experience with you guys, what I had, what I experienced, and how I felt. I felt a lot of things. I also sensed a whole lot of things. the time was exactly 12. I don't know what came over me to get that time. I didn't. I would have gone there earlier, but I don't know. I don't. It was a crazy thought. Like, you know what? If you want to get things right, just get get over there around 12 going, because even though your channel, talks about midnight, so it's better you put it on midnight, or you do it on midnight. This is what I had. This is the idea that I had, so I had to do that. And when I went, you know um few kilometers to where the cemetery was, guys, I could feel energies. I could feel energies around me. All I wanted to take a picture, no, a video, a short video, so that I can post on my YouTube. Guys, what I felt was something that I never, all my life, all my life, because the atmosphere was so heavy. You can feel like you're in a space, and I don't know how to say this, man. I feel you guys should have tried it, or should have. I mean, not like should have tried, or should have experienced what I experienced. So I couldn't take much time doing what I wanted by videoing this shot for the YouTube. It was a very quick, should I say, a quick video. I couldn't stand it. The energy was too much. I feel like people are staring at me when I got right in the cemetery. I felt it. I felt it. People were staring at me. I mean, people. Should I say people? I don't know. I don't know. But I can feel like I'm being stared. They are just watching. And if you follow or watch my second, I think my first life, when I went to the wilderness, and when I went to the forest, one of the spirits was telling me about, you are being watched. I think that life Obed was around. My nigga Obed is black, was around at that life, and he also experienced that. A spirit just told me straight, like, I'm behind you. And another spirit also told me that they are watching you. You know, so when I hear things like this, I mean, when any entity communicate or manipulate the its communication through my device, I can feel the energy around. I always feel it. I always feels it when they are around. So let's get back to the picture. I that I just put it on. I'm like, how was this person feeling at that moment? Wasn't an expert that this is not the first time he or she has been doing this. So but it's crazy. Really, really crazy. So let me get back to what I was saying. But when you look closer, the playground is also empty. That's the most scary thing. And there are shapes surrounding the ride. You see, they don't look solid though. They look like impressions, as if something passed through the space and left a trace behind. Very scary. I wonder what time. It will probably be at midnight when this person took this picture. You know, and once again, let me say this image is unverified and shown only for discussion, not as a proof of anything paranormal. So let's keep that in mind, so that we will not breach YouTube policies. They say it's better you put all this thing and you say all this thing while you are while we are educating ourselves. So I'm trying not to breach their policies. So let's get back to what I was saying. Even if it's a long composure or maybe a motion blur, the result is deeply unsettling. Because the shape don't feel random. You don't see any random. The shape doesn't feel random. They feel positioned. You see, that is my concern. They feel much positioned. And I don't know if this spirit or whatsoever it is, I don't know if they are kids or I don't know if they are grown-ups. And you know one thing, what disturbs many viewers most is the location. This is a place meant for children, and it appeared occupied by something that doesn't belong there. You know, it's really concerning. And you know what? Nothing in the image looks like it's noticed the camera. That's how I see it. Nothing like that. But whatever that was going on seems like it hasn't noticed that they are being captured. You know. So I want to ask you guys this: how many shapes do you see there when you look at it? How many shapes do you see there? Do they look like movements or like something standing still? Yeah, something let me see that at the chat box. You can type that out in the chat box. Let me see. Will you walk closer or leave immediately if you are the one or you experience something like this one late night when you're passing by or when you're getting home and you see something like this? What will you do? Are you going to walk closer to take a clear view or you just leave immediately? Let me know your opinions. Put it there over there. Let me know. So I'll be taking you to the next picture in about 2 minutes or so. So this will be the next picture. I'm coming. Let me give it a quiet image. There we go. Yeah. Okay, so we have already shown this. Hold on. Let us get to, I think this is our next picture. Yeah. Somebody say yeah. So this is our next picture. This is our next picture. Creepy and crazy. So I see something like this picture was captured in a CCTV camera. That kind of CCTV style image. That's how I see it. You can see the details up there, and it seems more like 2 years ago or something like that. Yeah. Crazy. Crazy. So don't you guys forget to double tap, like the video whilst I bring you the second, I think the third commentary. You double tap it. So for about this one that you're seeing, man, so creepy, like you see something like a shape, you know, is it what, like walking by or passing by, something like that. Really crazy, really crazy. So in this image, once again, before I continue, you should know that it's a clean paranormal image for discussion only, so okay, let's get back to what I'm doing. You can see in this image that the black and white CCTV camera style, and there's a packed vehicle in what looks like a quiet street. You know, there's I can also see a time stamp visible at the top. Near the bottom center. I can also see a human shape, kind of blur. The shape appear semi-transparent, mid-stride, lacking clear facial features, and not casting a normal shadow. And my fear towards this picture is, you know, the fear here is unexpected movement in a place that should be empty. Yeah, you know. So this next image comes from a security camera, and a lot of people says it's one of the most disturbing. One of the most disturbing for a very simple reason. So you can check it. At first, it looks completely ordinary. I mean, it looked like a completely ordinary cars parked, on a quiet street. Nothing happening. But then you notice this, there's a shape near the ground that looks like it's walking. Not reflected, not clearly solid. It's just there. You can see that. Let me zoom it for you guys to. Let me zoom that. Damn. Shit. So that's it. That is the thing I'm talking about. Wow. So once again, this image is unverified and shown only for discussion, not as proof of anything paranormal. Let's keep our channel protected. Let's keep our channel protected. Okay, so let's get back to what I was doing. Even if this motion blur, let's say even if this motion blur or the camera has some artifact effect or something like that, the image still creates a chilling reaction because it resembles really, you can see it presents more than an error. This is not like an error thing. It feels like a glitch and more like something passing through, and when I check some of the comments from viewers, some viewers says the worst part is imagining checking this footage later and then realize something was there when no one was supposed to be there. When you just have to you are cross-checking, or when you're going through the tape and you feel like, what is this? Because it's not supposed to be there. You know, I mean, this is not supposed to be happening when you look at something like this. So I wanna ask a question to you guys again. Does this look like a mistake of the camera, or something caught at the wrong moment? If this were your security footage, will you be able to sleep afterwards seeing this? Will you delete it, or just keep watching this thing? So that's a question for you guys. You can drop it down below, so I can know your opinions. Okay, so let me take it down, and let's go to the next one. So I think that'll be the last one for the day. For the day. I said day because we're already in the morning over here. You guys know that. So yeah. The other one, I think it's also another footage or something like that. You know, I think so. I'm coming. Let me get it right. Let me get it right. Cool, Seth. This very one that I'm about to put it up on the screen. Um, yeah, this is more like, I don't know if I should say family picture or something like that. I don't know. There we go. This is the last picture, and we are through for the day. I'm coming. Let me see. Where is it? 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 Yeah, we got it. We got it. This is it. Very creepy. Okay. So this is our last picture we are going to discuss about. You know, and I think this is one of the creepiest one too. This is the very one, much more creepier than ever. That is how I say it. But guys, you know what? I think they are going to put up something like, I'm going to search for a device I already have this detector and this communicator device that help me to communicate with the spirit, with ghosts. I think yesterday I was checking online about some kind of device. It's more like a camera, but it's not a normal camera, and it's more capturing ghosts. I mean, spirit and entity stuff like that. So I wanna buy that. I wanna order that. It's actually not around or within my the country that I live in. So I think I have to order that so it could be shipped and delivered right here where I live. So I'll be doing that process really soon. And I'll be buying that so that our adventure, you know, will be more interesting. And we'll feel more real. We'll add more realness to whatever that we're doing. So all I'm trying to say is I'm getting a camera. It's not a normal camera. I think it's a paranormal camera that captures, weird stuffs. And as I was saying, I'll try and order that maybe next week too, and wait for it to be delivered right here. Because after purchasing it, they will have to ship it right to where I am. So I'll be waiting for that, and I will keep updating you guys when it gets here. I will let you guys know that okay, I got it right here, and we will go. No, this is not hunting. We don't hunt ghosts. We are not ghostbusters. We will, I mean, explore. We will go for an explore. Explore. We are going to explore and meet different kind of entities by using that camera. So it's something I really need, something I really, really need. Yeah. Okay. So about this picture that I put up. Guys, give me about 2 minutes. Let me get to what I was doing. Hold up. Okay. All right. I'm back. Okay. So about this picture. Now let's get to it. This one is extremely effective, but it needs to handle carefully. You can watch that really carefully. You know, all you see, for me, all I see in this picture This one feels more like an outdoor, and it's more like an older picture, you know, an indoor photograph. I can see there's something like a kitchen or a dining area, two people seated at a table. It's more like a normal household setting, but behind them, that is what get this crazier. Let me zoom. Let me zoom for you guys. Let me zoom. Just zoom. So when you look, okay, something like that. You see, when you look at that, you know, crazy, crazy. You can really see that there's a dark human shaped form, kind of form, behind the lady, and it's more taller than either seated person, and it's more positioned unnaturally closed, lacking clear facial features. No, that's grain and light artificial throughout the image. It's really, really, really scary. But you can see the fear here is more proximity. Something appear inside the space and it's not far away. Damn, you can see that. So let me unzoom it so that it will get to its normal size, so we can have the whole picture. Okay, there we go. No. So to this image makes people uncomfortable really quickly, not because of what is in front, but because of what appears to be behind them. You know, ground in like, at first glance it looks like an ordinary moment, but it's not. You can see a kitchen, a table, a photo taken without any intention of capturing something unusual. You know, and also, but then you notice the shape standing behind them. It doesn't appear seated, it appears looming. That's the craziest part. That's the craziest part. You know, very unsettling. What unsettles viewers is the scale. The shape looks taller than either person and far too close to be ignored. You know. So once again, let me get back to what I was saying. This image is unverified and shown only for discussion, not as proof of anything paranormal. Okay, now let's get back to business. So when you look at it, even if there's a shadow, or let's say reflection, or some kind of photograph artifact, the placement is disturbing. It appears positioned not as identical, really positioned. So to some viewers, I think some viewers says the worst part is imagining the moment this picture was taken. And wasn't it like a normal evening, unaware that someone appeared to be standing directly behind them? And it's crazy, really, really crazy. So if this was just an illusion, it's one of the most very specific place to appear. This is serious. So I want to ask you guys, does this look like a light issue to you, or a shape with forms? what bothers you most when you look at this picture? The figure itself, how close it is to these people. What is your opinion? What is your take? Would you take this picture or get rid of it? Or are you going to keep it? Let me know. Let me know. Because to me, it's more scary than any other thing, man. More scary. Wow. Then I don't know. Wow. So you know what? With more things like this, when you capture them up, and you feel like these are more things that you really have to encounter. These are more disturbing things, So let me bring out this experience, the one that I went to the forest to do. You know, that was like two. That was like second life when I was in the forest. Could hear as I was interacting with them. I could hear some energies all around me, surrounding me, and you can also feel like these energies are communicating with you. These are the same energies that have manipulated their way out to the radio to communicate with you, and they bring out vital informations. Sometimes, other times, or sometimes they give out a vital information. Other times too, it's gibberish. So I feel like whenever we encounter this, or whenever we have this in mind, do you guys believe? Because I believe it. That's the reason why I'm doing it. I believe about all this ghost story and all this supernatural and all this paranormal thing. I believe it. That's why I'm doing it. And I wish you guys were around to feel how it happens and how it feels whenever you are encountering you are having an encounter with such things or entities. Just like this. I think this was also taken in the United States. I think so. While this strange dark thing behind the lady just flash up in the picture that they had. Much more crazy. Tells you a lot. Tells you a lot. Very disturbing and very unsettling. You know. But there will be more files I'm gathering, more interesting one that I have to educate you guys with. So let's say this week or weekend, I'll bring you more files. Uh, So I hope you guys will join up the live for my next live. That will be probably this weekend. But I'm thinking I'm thinking the otherwise that it might be like it might be more of showing files, or maybe that'll be me going to another location to have interaction with the entities. um my final conclusion about either me bringing files and putting it up here on live and commentary about it, or finding myself in a usual position or a usual place that I normally go. This will be a different place though, but have interaction with the spirit, you know I'll find it out and I'll let you guys know. I'll update you guys before the weekend, before my next live. So we're done for the day. Thanks for you guys. Thanks for your time. Thanks for your participation. Thanks for your your support. Yeah, I'm happy we all shared this nice this nice life. So I hope you guys ain't gonna have any bad dream after what was shown on the screen. So I say thank you guys. Yeah, for showing much love. Thank you. And we will do this again real soon. Thanks. So this is Midnight Casebook. Yeah. We out.